Hurry, breaking news. Flex tries Bud Light next, lives to tell about it. Today on Craft Beer Republic. Welcome in, everybody. It's Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. My name is Greg, and boy, am I fucking excited today. The buffest man in all of craft beer, the greatest in the world at what he does, and that is squats and drink. Flex, what's going on, big sexy Flexy?
Daddy's home, baby. Glad to be back.
I've been feeling like I'm missing a parent lately.
You know what?
Daddy.
I feel like I've been gone for forever now, and I only missed 2 weeks.
It was 2 weeks, but in my heart, a lifetime. Just a fucking lifetime.
You're too kind.
Well, I've got quite the view now that I can stare at Sexy Flexy the entire show. Thank you all for joining. The bromance is only getting grosser from here, so strap in. We've got a lot to get to today. So much drinking and beer research has gone on. I've hit up a couple of events. I've hung out with some beer friends. Flex over there has tried some interesting beers and apparently some NA beers as well.
Yeah, super interesting beers.
And we've got a voicemail from the homie Chew Your Beer, some breaking booze news, and a whole lot more. So let's just dig into things right now. I'm thirsty AF. As we record, technically, it's the holiday, peek behind the curtain, and I haven't started drinking yet. So let's fix that. I don't know what I'm doing, just dancing like a weirdo. I am drinking, thanks to a good beer friend I'll talk about here in a second, Ogopogo Brewing's Cactus Cat. 8.5%, has a very respectable 4.11 on Untappd.
Wow.
They say on Untappd, triple dry hopped hazy double IPA with Strata, HBC 586, and HBC 586 Cryo. Brewed with our dearest friends over at Craft Coast Brewing. And the can says the Cactus Cat is a legendary, fearsome critter of the American Southwest. Generally described as a bobcat-like creature covered in hair-like thorns, this creature is said to use its spine to slash cacti, allowing juice to run from the plants. Later at night, the creature will return to drink the now fermented juice, and then drunken creature is said to howl throughout the night. My kind of cat, if I was going to have a cat, because I can't fucking stand cats, but a drunken cat, I'm all for. This is was given to me by friend of the show, Fontana Jim. So thanks, Fontana Jim. I'm very excited. I've never even heard of Ogopogo Brewing before. They're out in his hood. This, on the nose, I get so much tropical fruit, especially guava. A lot of guava on the old schnoz. I'm going to dig in and not do the tongue jobber justice. All right, so up front, that is your classic double hazy. But man, that guava shines through. It doesn't say there's any adjuncts in this, but it fucking tastes like they added fruit to it. Like in a good way. Like they have nailed those juicy fruit flavors. A lot of guava, a lot of orange, almost has like that pog vibe going down. Very smooth, not a ton of carbonation. Nice haze to it. They say it's a hazy. It's actually hazy.
It's definitely hazy, yes.
Yeah. I am enjoying, this is my first from Ogopogo, and I am enjoying the shit out of this. I would go back for more.
Well, first off, what an awesome brewery name.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? And now it's like Fontana Jim's been holding out on us drinking all this awesome beer, right?
He's always the one calling it angry. I'm going to have to call him angry. Like, where the fuck you been with this awesome beer?
Right? You think he'd be happier getting all that good beer.
Get off your ass, stop shopping at Winco and get me some more.
Quit going to the Winco, man.
Give me some more Ogopogo. Stop going into Winco. Jesus. No, you know, it's funny. We found out Fontana Jim was going to be in our hood last week. And so I said, why don't you meet us at Naughty Pine? We're going over for a little Friday night sesh. They had a food truck. They had one of our favorite musical artists that run through there. Her name's Lindsay Frey. And so he met us there with his wife. And we had some beers, we had some food. It was a great time. And he brought me these because I was supposed to trade him for some Morning Watch. And like the complete asshole that I am, I totally forgot to bring them. So now I'm going to have to ship it to him and pay for shipping because I'm a dick. So sorry about that. But yeah, he brought me a couple of these Ogopogos and one from Tony Hawk's Brewery that I haven't tried yet. So
Oh, no kidding. I
Yeah.
didn't even know he had a brewery. That's
I
super
didn't
awesome.
either, man. Fontana Jim just educating us.
Right,
Yeah.
dude?
So, anyways, good time hanging out with Jim. Hopefully, he makes his way out here a little more. He comes out here to camp because we're not too far from like Malibu and the beach and stuff. So
Okay.
he'll head out there with his trailer and camp it up. And so,
So people camp on the beach in California? That's a real thing?
oh, it's a real thing. I mean, you're not like
Oh, okay.
usually you're not on the sand itself. You're like in a little lot just off the sand, like
Okay.
a camp zone. Some beaches you can camp in the sand. Honestly, it kind of sucks camping in the sand. You get sand everywhere.
Yeah, no, it sounds fucking horrible.
Yeah, but he's got a his cool little camper trailer thing. So there's lots that are in the parking lot of the beach that you can park in.
Designated.
Right, designated
Right on.
spaces. So he came out, met us at Naughty Pine for a few beers, and then he went and checked in at his camp spot. So it was a good time hanging out with Jim, and thanks for the fucking killer beer. I'm digging the shit out of this one. What else has been going on? Man, so much. So Pedals and Pints a couple weeks ago had their Emo Night, and Brit from Naughty Pine and Monica from Pedals did a collab black IPA that they released that night. So good. I hope it stays on tap for a while, or at least hopefully they make more. Really good. 30 Seconds to Fallout or 30 Romances I forget the cover band's name. Anyways, they were also at Emo Fest at Naughty Pine. They played that night. They are so fucking good. Like they rock the house every time. It's nice to get out and see a little live music and that sort of thing. So shout out to Pedals and our friend Monica as well for making a fucking kick-ass beer and having a fun night. They were the owner of the place was a little concerned. Their demo is usually a little older at that brewery. And he was like, well, I don't want to bring in like these bands. I don't know if anybody's going to show up. And she's like, I promise if you bring in this band, people will show up. And the place was fucking jammed. It was nuts to butts. It was a good turnout. So
that's awesome for them too.
Yeah, so.
Just bringing in all that money and customer base and hopefully
it was all
returning customers now too.
Yeah.
So that's just a huge thing. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it was great. And it was all people, not all, but mostly people like in our age range who were rocking out the emo shit. So it's that demo they're looking for.
Right on.
Anyways, fun night there. Talked about Fontana Jim. Oh my God. Dude. So Malibu Brewing. I know I've talked about them lightly on the show. They've been brewing beer for about a year now, but they haven't had an official tap room. They've just had a production facility and at a couple of local places you could find cans. Well, they finally had their soft opening last week. And one of the co-owners, Ryan, hit me up, was like, hey, because we had met him at a beer festival and started talking. He listens to the show, which...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. First question, what's wrong with you? But also, thanks for listening. He's a super cool guy. When we were at the festival, like he's like, here, have all my beer, and was telling me about them. And they're great. He even had like a rosé inspired beer, which normally I can't stand.
I remember you telling this story because that's exactly what you said.
Yeah, normally I can't stand it. His was like, I would actually drink it. So that's a high praise for a rosé beer for me. Anyways, invited us over to the soft opening at their tap room in Malibu. I mean, it's like 100 feet from the beach. It's a great location. And they have food, beer, everything. They have hired quite an amazing chef. The food was fucking amazing. We ordered these like shishito peppers, and it came with like this weird's not the right term, but it came with like this grilled onion and pepper salad underneath and some like Indian fry bread. Holy shit. Best shishito pepper thing I'd ever had. Got some wings. We were heavily encouraged to order some dessert. So like they had boozy ice cream. So, I ordered that. And the wife ordered, the name is escaping me, but they're like little mini fry breads. And it's got honey on it and some strawberries and whipped cream. Anyways, chef's kiss. It was so fucking good. The food was amazing. It's not just like a brewery with like your typical, here's your pizza and your burger, now fuck off. It's like they focused on that food and it's so, so good. Beer was great. They had a Schwartz beer on tap. I always bonus points for me if you got a dark lager going. Had a few of we ended up doing, I think, a flight and a few pints. I took home a 4-pack or a 6-pack of their hazy IPA. The wife took home a 6-pack of their lager. So, the beer doesn't suck when you're buying it to go home. So, it's good times. Good
I mean, the food kind of sounds like a place that you're going to go to Malibu to Malibu Brewing. It's like, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like they totally nailed it. It's like a brewery for Barbie or something like that.
There were a lot of pink Corvettes in the parking lot. It was crazy. Anyways, but yeah, food was like, even if you're not super into beer, go and have the fucking food, man. It is worth the trip out there. It's a great little spot. We sat outside. They have a really cool patio with a bunch of open space. Anyways, I feel like now it sounds like I'm being paid to talk about them. I swear I'm not. We're also working a bit on getting him and the brew crew on the show as well. The big holdup is me because I'm trying to figure out the end of summer plans, but but we're gonna get.
I can just tell how excited you are with how fast you are talking about it. Well, like, that's all you can tell when Greggy gets excited.
It's either that or the cocaine, one or the other. So no, it was really good.
It's a good combo.
Yeah. I feel great. Are you feeling great?
I should buy a boat.
But yeah, you know what? Part of my excitement is like a lot of times you walk into a brand new tap room and it's like, I'll be back in 6 months. You guys got some stuff to work out, and this is not at all.
Sometimes it's a real rough trip.
Mm-hmm. Quite the opposite here. So I'll stop gushing. But really good stuff over at Malibu Brewing. They open, if you're listening to this, yesterday, if you're listening to it when it drops on Wednesday, they open Tuesday the 6th of September. So if you're in the SoCal area, head out to Malibu, because you know what, it's hot as balls here right now. You might as well get near the beach so you could have a little break from the insane heat we're having right now. That's pretty much it. I have a trip. I'll talk about it next week. I don't want to spend too much time yammering on about me, but quick mention, watch the Taylor Hawkins tribute concert with the Foo Fighters and a bajillion special guests over the weekend. If you're into the Foo Fighters at all, or just music in general, that was a badass show. Some major rock royalty came through. I think it ended up being like 5 or 6 hours. They live streamed it. Yeah, it was so good. I totally didn't cry when his son came up and drummed My Hero, and it's like, okay, it's Dusty in here cutting onions.
Yeah.
I didn't cry, I promise.
Yeah.
So anyway,
feels are feels, man.
Had so many feels watching that. We got shittered. We were drinking mimosas. It started at 8:30 Pacific time, so we were drinking mimosas all fucking day watching the concert. So a lot of feels coming through when you're drinking all day and people have died and that kind of thing. So anyways, enough about me. Flex, what's going on with you? We haven't talked in like 3 weeks.
Oh man,
as if we don't talk between shows.
Yeah, right.
Flex tries to call me. I'm like, you know what? No, fucking save it, man. Fucking save it.
We act like we're not actually friends. So, the breaking news, right? Flex tries Bud Light next and lives to tell about
last
it.
show.
Don't believe that. So I went to this get together at Buddy's house, and he, bought some pretty okay craft beers, and I go in one of the coolers and there's Bud Light Next, and then I look at the table and I see one of my good friends drinking a Bud Light Next. And I'm like, how are you doing that? I've heard such horrible things about them. And he puts it in the terms of it's like alcoholic seltzer, but beer flavored.
I mean, that doesn't sound attractive yet.
No, it does. You should have seen my face. It was just kind of like, I got that like mangled, disgusted look. Like, first of all, seltzers are horrible, let alone a beer flavored seltzer. I wouldn't even want that Yankee Candle bullshit in my mouth, right?
But you know what else is beer flavored?
Exactly. Beer. Exactly. Beer. So his wife made some mention of it where it was almost like refreshing. And again, I kind of got that mangled, disgusting look.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound refreshing. So I did take a sip of it because they didn't make me, but they kept, just try it.
You're
just
heavily
try it.
encouraged.
Exactly. And so I took a sip of it, and it tasted like water with like if you took like an eyedropper, and put like 3 drops of beer in there. That's to a T exactly what Bud Light Next tastes like.
Talk about refreshing.
So it's like, could you drink it? You could,
right?
But at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's like 4% maybe, I think.
Yeah, it's 4%, 80 calories, and 0 carbs. I just looked it up.
Yeah, so it's not worth it.
Isn't that the same thing? Isn't like Mikkeller Ultra also like 4% and 80 calories and like low carb or something like that?
95, 96.
But like the same general area, right?
But I'll tell you what, my father-in-law drinks Michelob Ultra like every single day. So I've had quite a few, since I've been with my wife almost 13 years now. And there's like an infinite more amount of flavor in a Michelob Ultra.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, if you're
in
gonna
a Bud
have
Light Next.
Yeah, if you're going to have one of those, just go with the Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, so the fact that people buy these and support this is makes me want to rip my eyes out of my head.
Do you think it's like a brand loyalty thing? Like they like the idea of Michelob Ultra, but they're like Budweiser fans or some weird shit like that?
I want to say no, but I mean, you might be right. But it's like when I was a dumb idiot kid and I drank Bud Light and they dropped the Bud Light Platinum. Everybody remembers the Bud Light Platinum.
I had a Platinum fizz.
The super sick blue glass bottle.
It's a cool bottle.
But it was a 6% Bud Light. Right? So if you're going to buy a Bud Light, why are you going to drink the 4% when you can get the Platinum and get just completely shittered?
Yeah, I mean, never mind the aftertaste. Let's we're trying to get shittered here.
Exactly. That wasn't what we were looking at there. We were just looking at getting plastered and, probably vomiting later. And
every time I drank Platinum, yeah.
Yeah, but, you have a good night out of it. So I don't know. The fact that people, I don't know. Ugh.
Yeah. No, I'm
you know how I feel.
Yeah, please cleanse the palate with the beer you're drinking over there. Sounds disgusting.
Tasty.
Yeah. Drink anything else good?
Yeah, so I had a couple buddies over. About a week ago. We did a little small can share because I got super shittered the night before at a Pink Floyd cover band concert.
I'm in.
So it was amazing. There's nothing like being like 30 years old and dancing with all these like 65-year-olds because that they're there for the music because they were there when Pink Floyd was actually around.
It's nice going to those cover bands because you're always the youngest one in the room.
Yeah, and I mean they were phenomenal. They're like they've been around for like 20 years, and I think they tour mostly the Midwest if I'm not mistaken. But I mean they fucking rocked it. So anyway, we had a little mini can share the following night. With Duke of Drinkability.
Nice. Best
name on the gram. And our friend Josh, who I can't remember, his IG handle is all weird, but Josh, big fruited sour guy. Okay. Huge fruited sour guy. 450 North, he brings over 2 450 North cans.
Nice.
One was the Swedish Fish inspired sour. So that one had lingonberry and cherry.
Okay.
So don't even ask me what a lingonberry is.
I was about to.
It's actually a cranberry-like type berry.
Okay.
And it grows like off an evergreen plant or something like that.
Whatever you say, I believe it.
So nailed it. We actually looked it up.
Okay.
And he brought over a blackberry pie sour. So the beers were good. The point isn't exactly about how the beers tasted.
Okay.
But I disposed of the cans in my recycle bin in the garage, right?
As one responsible adult does.
As one responsible does. So this was on a Friday night, and our recycle pickup is Thursdays. So mind you, now they're in my garage for an entire week. Mm-hmm. A week later, we have all of these fruit flies started popping up in the house. And I'm like, where the hell are these coming from? We haven't had fruit in the house for like over a week. Where is something rotting? What is going on? And I went to dump the small recycling bin I have that's just inside my door that leads from the house to the garage. And I go to pour that in the big recycling bin. And there's all this leaky juice that comes out. And I'm thinking to myself, there can't be alcohol in this beer, right? It's just got to be straight fruit juice because...
Wouldn't it kill the flies?
It would kill the flies, right?
I would think so.
It wouldn't lead them and produce more.
Right.
My point is, 450 North sours, they may be juicy and delicious, but you are not getting any bang from them.
I mean, there was a whole 450 gate like a year ago where they found out
the ABV gate. I remember.
Yeah, there was no alcohol or extremely low alcohol, and I don't get it. Here's the other thing: yeast love fruit. I don't know what the fuck their problem is over there.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. Whatever
they're doing, whatever they're putting out there, it's like they're just taking the fruit puree and putting it straight into the can.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. So when it actually says XXL slushy on the can, it's because you're getting an actually slushy.
Well, at least you were healthy and you had some fruit intake. And
yeah, it was, my blood sugar, raised a little bit. So that was, it was feeling a little low. So that was helpful, but
vitamin C coming in strong. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped, but we're still trying to get rid of these damn fruit flies.
They're still...
So instead, you know what I'm doing? I'm actually leaving out beer traps for them, like actual beer in taster glasses.
Uh-huh.
And then every morning I'll wake up and there'll be like drunk to death fruit flies.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So they're
it's
attracted to it, then they just die because it has actual alcohol in it?
Because it actually has alcohol in it,
Wow.
correct. Yeah.
I mean,
science.
That proves it right there, that you're
Dude, 100%.
Yeah, if you're leaving out beer to kill them and the beer is killing them, but the 450 North was not killing them.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is crazy. There goes our sponsorship opportunity with 450 North.
Oh, shucks.
Whoops. That's fine.
Well, I tell you what, when distributors in your own state don't want to carry your shit,
yeah.
You know, that says something.
Yeah, I think that says just about everything you need to know. Oh, well, can't wait to get me some of those hype cans so I can not get drunk. It's like when you're doing like, what do they do in November? Like, oh no, dry January. November's the mustache thing. For dry January, you guys can drink some 450 North.
Yeah, just drink all the 450 North slush beers.
You'll be fine. You won't be breaking the rules. All right, before we get to choose voicemail, speaking of fruity beers, let's find out what Flex is drinking over there.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
All right, so tonight I am drinking Desert Noises, naturally from Eagle Park Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
I was over at my sister-in-law's house earlier today for a little Labor Day get-together, and her husband had some beer that he just needed to get rid of because he hasn't been drinking much of like the fruited stuff lately.
Oh.
Well, here I am.
It's a problem to have.
Right. And I'm just like a beer garbage disposal. So when people don't want shit, they just give it to me. So this is a fruited goza, a sour ale with prickly pear, tangerine, and sea salt. There's no description, just a super crisp 5% light crusher. It has like a nice bright pinkish orange. I don't even know what color you want to call that.
I think pinkish orange nailed it.
Pinkish orange
looks
nailed
like a
it. Yeah.
sunset.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous description. It's got a 3.78 on Untappd. Also, I think this rating reflects on the fact that it's not something that's over fruited and it's not something that's, super, super hypey. You'll find this for like $9.99 a 4-pack at the local beer shop.
That definitely fits the algorithm.
Oh, and the can art here.
Love it.
It's just super trippy. We did not call each other to say, hey, let's drink some desert themed beers today. I'll do cactus, you do desert. But yeah, so on the nose,
just digging that schnoz in.
Definitely you get the sour scent to it, a little bit of that citrus from the tangerine coming out.
Tangerine dream.
Yeah, real refreshing though. So we warm up the tongue jobber.
Every time.
I know you were waiting for it.
You can see it on my face. Oh.
So it's very crisp, very light, very refreshing. Big bits of the tangerine. I've never actually eaten a prickly pear.
Same.
Because they have those paper thin thorns coming off them. And if you get them stuck in your skin, it's like an invisible sliver.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, it's actually horrible to handle them. But so I can't touch on the flavor of if there is any prickly pear in here, but I could tell you that this is just super refreshing, very crisp. It's a legit summer beer and
nice.
Totally fits the Flex algorithm, man.
Yeah, dude, $10 for a 4-pack of 16 ounces.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
it really is.
That's money right there. People should catch on to that and boo to your brother-in-law that wanted to get rid of him.
Well, he's told me he thinks his taste buds are changing, and because he did have a 4-pack of Black Stack in his fridge, and he actually let me have one of those tonight, which is pretty cool. And he's always inviting for me to drink whatever beer he has, but
yeah,
just some of the fruited stuff. He's like, he just said he actually cracked a couple fruited stuff, and he took a couple sips and he just poured it out because he just wasn't feeling it.
Well, if he wants his taste buds to keep changing, I might come over too.
Hey, come on, we'll have a party.
You're right. Party with all the beer he got rid of. Yeah. Well, very nice. Sounds exciting. I had a tasty sour over the weekend. I'll talk about it next week when I talk about my trip. Anyways, all right. Like I said before, the homie Chew Your Beer left us a voicemail. If you didn't hear, last couple of weeks I've been talking a lot of shit about Untappd, especially in relation to the undeserving scores that Morning Watch has been receiving. And not even the scores.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
I mean, not even like the number scores, like the things people write, like the whole, like here's a 3.5, which is a decent score. And then like this didn't hit the mark. It's like, to what would you give it if it did hit the mark? You give it a 3.5, you fucking weirdo. Anyways, enough about that. Here's Chew Your Beer with a voicemail.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Whoa. Stop the presses, homie. Stop recording. Put your microphones down, your headphones down. Close your videos, because Chew's about to kick some ass, homie. Chew's about to chew your asshole, Greg. You were my top 10 podcaster. Now you just dropped to number 4, homie. You can't be sitting here talking shit about Untappd. I said, that's where I reside, homie. That's Chew Your Beer's social media awareness, homie. That's where that's where I reside, homie. That's mi casa. And you keep talking shit about Untappd, home. So you have went from number 10 to number 4, homie. And you don't even want to know who's number 1, number 2, and number 3. Because you're just a tad bit above them, homes. So I suggest you stop talking shit about Untappd so you can climb up my ladder. Because right now my review on Greg from the Craft Beer Republic doesn't know shit about Untappd. So you just dropped fucking 6 notches, Holmes. I'm fucking with you, Greg. I'm messing around, homie. So check it out. Chew Your Beer here. Untappd. We're both anybody that's on here or listening, we're all craft beer enthusiasts, and we all know that Untappd is just a freaking social media journal of whatever you're drinking. So for breweries to get upset about what people are saying, that's their fault. Okay, because it's social media. Nobody is fucking nice on social media. So stop getting upset. Stop getting your fucking chonies up in a bunch, homie. Your boxer briefs in a bunch, and just move forward, homie. If you want to hear the truth about your beer coming from Chew Your Beer's ear, is go to fucking Beer Advocate, homie. Like Beer Advocate, like if I log into Beer Advocate, homie, I'm wearing a bun up, I'm wearing khakis, I have fucking penny loafers on.
Sounds like Jake from State
My
Farm.
reading glasses are on. I'm drinking my, depending on the type of beer that I'm drinking, it's either in a pint glass, it's in a tulip glass, but I don't do that shit, homie. I'm the Untappd version of Beer Advocate. I am the Vans, high socks, Dickies, and a fucking streetwise shirt with my LA Dodgers hat. I got my Lokes on, and I'm fucking untapping with my fucking, drinking my IPA out of the fucking can, homie. So, back to Untappd. Untappd is just a journal for me of what I'm drinking and what I thought about the beer. So when I do come back to that beer, I have notes on that, homie. So don't get butthurt on Untappd. You know and I know it's just people being people. Idiots. But if you want the truth, come on, homie. Go to fucking Beer Advocate. Or I don't even know if that's the correct one. But, there you go. Greg, you're not in number 4, bro. I'm just fucking with you. You're number 5. This is Chew Your Beer. And I hope this shit makes it into the fucking show, homie. I was trying to get on the show, but shit happens, right? If you do want to hear me on a podcast, I was on last week's Perfect Pour.
Whoa, what's with the cheap plug?
So there you go, homie. So you could get 2 hours of Chew Your Beer in your ear and go to the Perfect Pour. And this is Chew Your Beer. You have to watch it, homie. Peace out, eh?
Yeah, we did have an issue where I was actually going to have invite Chew over for a podcast, and then it ended up being the week that the wife got COVID. So I figured it was a bad idea to invite him over for said podcast.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyways, I was cracking up, but I still think most people of Untappd are horrible, kind of like people of Twitter. Like most of Twitter is a bunch of assholes. I think most of Untappd users are assholes. They're the people who are like,
right.
oh, I don't like 2 stars. I don't like it, but I also don't like sours. It's like, then don't fucking rate it.
Then, yeah, don't rate it or don't drink it or... Yeah, I agree.
That's my, like, look, if it's a genuinely bad beer, give it a fucking shitty review. It's like, oh, I don't like sours, 2 stars. Like, oh, shut the fuck up. I only drink hazies. This West Coast is gross and clear. All right.
That's what just crossed my mind, yeah.
Yeah, fucking haze bros. So, anyways, thanks to Chew Your Beer for always bringing the fun. 805-538-BEER, 2337. If you want to call us, leave us a voicemail. By the way, I put on my khakis and my button up, and I went to Beer Advocate, and Morning Watch is not on there. So I guess it's not classy.
Now you got to take those clothes off or
zip. Get ready, big boy. There goes. Sorry. Everyone's like, would you guys get over yourselves? Like, no, we will not.
No, we won't. We're not going to.
Yeah. All right. Lots of news has been going on the last week or so. First of all, Mikkeller is closing their San Diego taproom and production facility.
And it begins.
In another case of couldn't have happened to a nicer company.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. They are citing COVID and inflation as the reason that they're going to have to close those facilities. I'm going to cite because fucking Mikkeller's a dickhead. And
yeah.
Anyways, that's another story we've covered in depth. But they will go back to their contract brewing. I remember back in the day when they started, like they didn't have a spot, and it was that whole thing where like they'd brew at different breweries all over the country, and then it was like, oh, try and catch the whatever Mikkeller, and then they got their own spot. Honestly, I feel like their hype died down when they got a couple of permanent locations because all of a sudden it was easier to get their stuff.
Yeah.
Before
I remember when they would do the Three Floyds collabs. They had like the Foggy Geezer, which was a pretty good beer, but yeah, then everything went down with them and nobody wanted to touch it anymore.
Right. Exactly. What else? Maui, the purchaser of Modern Times, the deal is still set to close in October. They say when the deal closes, their new organization, instead of being Maui Brewing and Modern Times, which they'll operate as separate brands, but the new organization will be called Craft Ohana.
Aww.
I feel like I'm watching, what's the Rock movie?
Moana?
Moana. There we go. It should call it Craft Moana.
I was thinking of Lilo and Stitch, man.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a better reference.
Yeah.
Better reference. Good job. And Sapporo's $165 million acquisition of Stone
Dude, words, dude.
Or I made it okay. It got to like this point
almost
of the show.
there.
almost made it. Their $165 acquisition of Stone Brewing officially closed last week on August 31st. Stone is officially no longer craft, and they will start immediately bringing over Sapporo production to the Stone facilities.
That's crazy.
Just, man, no.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it's so weird. I mean, first of all, I feel this. People are like, "You're stupid," but I feel a little like betrayed and lied to. For so long, no one has preached like how disgustingly independent they are, more than Stone. Everything they did was like, we hate big beer and we're more independent than your mom and like whatever. And then
that was good.
And then out of nowhere is like, hey, we just sold for really not that much money considering who we are.
Yeah.
Ballast Point sold for $1 billion and Stone sold for 165 mil. Look, it's a lot of money. And I realize part of that is because Sapporo also has to pay off their debts. So I'm sure that's
they took on all that debt.
Right, exactly. So that's
which is what, 300 million?
Yeah, it was 3 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the 300s. So it's no small chunk of debt, but yeah, man, it hurts. I've said it many times on the show. Whenever anybody asks like what got you into craft, 2 beers really. One was Mammoth 395 and the other is Stone Cali Belgique. And so it got me into craft, and it's, I'm sure there were people when Ballast Point sold out, they were like, fuck, man, it was Sculpin that got me into craft, and I'm sure it sucked for them, and I feel your pain now. Stone was a big part of me going craft and liking IPAs and all that kind of stuff, so here we are.
Well, now here's the $167 million question, Greg. Any more Tres Leches for Christmas?
Oh, you mean the Choco Vases?
Yeah.
It's funny you should say that. I believe it was Haze Boys or one of the trolling accounts on the gram posted a thing about Chocovesa and how bad it is. I've always really liked Chocovesa. I think it's a great Christmas beer. The Tres Leches one wasn't my favorite. I like the OG Choco better. You know what? If it's handed to me, I'm still going to drink that shit. It's just Christmas in a can.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for saying that. So that's a big step for you.
I'm sorry. It's Christmas in here. Let me sell myself out even more.
Hey, I had a sip of Bud Light next, man. You're okay with this.
I'm still a step above. Every year, speaking of Sapporo, they bought out Anchor Brewing a few years ago. Yeah. And every year I still have Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Anchor. Because once again, it's just Christmas in a bottle, and I enjoy it. And maybe I don't review it on the show anymore, but I still have it. And for all you fuckers wondering, wow.
This is like a therapy session.
Yeah, probably.
This is fucking deep, man.
And for everybody who wants to know what shirt I'm wearing right now, it's actually a Stone shirt. And you know why? Because it's fucking comfortable. Like, will I wear it to breweries anymore? Probably not. But it's one of the most comfortable shirts I own. It was given to me as a gift like 10 years ago. Still super comfortable. Wear the shit out of this shirt.
I'll tell you what, it looks comfortable.
It is. Looks horrible on me, but it's comfy.
Here it is.
Oh, do I owe you money for that therapy session? Are we good or?
Nah, man, I'm your friend, so we do this stuff for free, right? That's what we do.
I like that because I might need a few more. And then speaking of breweries that are no longer around, Green Flash, they are, they were purchased.
That's so weird, yeah.
Right, San Diego breweries, man. They were purchased. They no longer produce at their facility. Their 100,000 barrel brewery is going up for auction on September 14th. So if you're looking for I looked it up. They're actually piecing it out. They're not just auctioning off the brewery. They're piecing everything out. And everything, no matter what it was.
So what, like they're auctioning off like tanks separately?
Yep, everything. I mean, it got down to like, they had a couple of TVs that were used as menus, and they were like auctioning them off separately. Like everything's going. And
interesting. So auction everything off and then just sell the building straight out?
Yeah, I don't know if they owned the building or if they were renting it. Who knows how that worked. But like all the equipment, one by one, is being piecemeal auctioned. And everything, I looked on the website, starts at $10.
Wow.
So if you want a big ass fermenter that holds like 50 barrels of beer, $10 starting bed.
$10 starting bed, yeah.
Yeah. They had a bunch of lab equipment for like yeast harvesting.
$10, $20, $35, $40, $45.
Sold. I mean, by the way, that's all Busta Rhymes does too. When he raps. Anyways.
Wow, don't you say that.
I love Busta.
He's the best.
But like half of his songs, he's like, word, word, word. Word, word, word. It's like, oh, you cheated by doing that.
But it's so smooth though.
Yeah, nobody does it like he does. But
I'm over here going like, and he's just, it's just like butter.
You sound like you're doing Bawa da Ba.
I don't know. Maybe I was.
Anyways, so if you're looking for a bunch of brewery gear, September 14th, get that Green Flash leftover. And then finally, we'll end it on I should have found a better story to end the show on. This is not the happiest story, but Germany's hop crop, that rhymes, is down 20% versus 2021. They're blaming this on the heat wave and the drought they're having over there in Europe. And they're encouraging brewers to, quote, embrace modern varieties, which leads me to this chilling challenge. No, leads me to this question. Is it, if you're brewing a traditional German beer, like a Marzen or something like that, is it still the same thing if you're using some newfangled hops?
Yeah, that's super interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you can find hops, newer varietals that have similar alpha acid profiles and all that kind of stuff.
Like, I'm going to brew this German Pilsner with New Zealand hops.
Check out my Marzen with Mo Tueka.
Well, isn't that just a New Zealand Pilsner? Nah, it's German.
It's Das New Zealand.
I wrote German on the label, so it's German.
And so it is done. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't know if there's any Germans got like the Reinheitsgebot rules and all that stuff. Like, is it still a fucking Marzen if you don't use the noble hops from Germany? Is it still a Vienna lager if you're not using Saaz or one of those?
I'm going to say no, but I'm also not a scientist.
Right. If any scientists are out there listening, please.
You know what? What was it? Brews with Bierkowski? She'll know. She knows lots of beer history and rules and laws, we'll reach out to her.
Yes, please let us know, because we are not as smart as you are.
No,
That is a fact. And
it's like a super fact. if a
Super
fact
fact.
could be any more factual than it is.
like if a fact ran into some green ooze in the sewer, like it would be a super
Yeah.
fact.
Or if it was like 5 facts that combined into one mega Zord fact,
mhm.
that's, yes.
Wouldn't that
that's
then be
what
like
it
a
would
power fact?
Nailed it.
So dumb. I feel like this is where we should end the show. It's just gonna get worse.
I think that was really good to end the show on.
I mean, perfect note. You know what? We're gonna hit some music, because that was the perfect
Hit
note.
some music. Say hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa. We'll also encourage everybody to check us out on the grams, Craft Beer Republic, of course, Flex Me a Beer _ in between, as well as craftbeerrepublic.com, 805-538-BEER, that is 2337. I think that's everything. Oh, mail at craftbeerrepublic.com. Now I think that's everything. I hope everyone is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
Good night, everybody.